do I want to play today? You know, that's my problem. I have a million games, and I never have time to play any of them. And when I do have the time to play them, I can't decide what to play. Oh, fuck. What's that? Sub-Zero. Maybe I'll play this one. Haven't played Sub-Zero in a while. Oh! 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 The hell? Sub-Zero, one of the coolest Mortal Kombat characters ever created. Debuting in the original Mortal Kombat arcade game with his fantastic ice powers and head-ripping skills. And later on, becoming part of a vast group of multicolored rainbow ninjas. Sub-Zero is the only character playable in every single main Mortal Kombat fighting game in one form or another, and his ongoing rivalry with the Undead Scorpion makes it easy to understand why these two are the most popular and recognizable characters in Mortal Kombat history. In video game history, really. For now, though, let's focus on Sub-Zero.
Test your might.
Do you remember that feeling when you played the original Mortal Kombat and you picked your character and thought, oh man, I wonder what this character was up to before this game? Well, no, you probably didn't think that. I don't think anybody did, actually. I don't know why this exists, but it is a prequel to Mortal Kombat 1, starring Sub-Zero. Let's focus on the original Sub-Zero, from the original Mortal Kombat, Bi-Han. Sub-Zero that appeared from Mortal Kombat 2 onward is actually his younger brother, Kuai Lang. Mortal Kombat Mythologies was really a weird experiment where Midway tried creating a separate sub-series that I assume they were planning to extend to the vast array of other characters in the Mortal Kombat universe, but it generally failed to make an impact. Well, I like this game. I enjoy it. Battle me in the comments if you don't. And maybe I am blinded by nostalgia. I was 11 years old when this came out, and I played the hell out of it. I thought Sub-Zero was such an awesome character, and I actually owned the Nintendo 64 version, which was, in my opinion, inferior to the PlayStation 1. And I didn't even check out the PlayStation 1 until years later. The most notable difference are the addition of fully acted cutscenes. The Nintendo 64 version just uses screenshots and text. And yes, these cutscenes are filled with shitty acting and production values, found on a 90s kids TV show at best. But back in the day, having live actors filming cutscenes was awesome.
Scorpion was tipped off. He knew I was breaking into that temple, and if he wasn't there, there wouldn't have been a battle. You are responsible for this, sorcerer.
I do have to admit, though, this game is a frustrating experience and can be really difficult at times, mostly due to the controls. They're not bad once you get used to them, but it takes some time. The controls are taken exactly from Mortal Kombat 3. The same combos, the same fighting moves, the same mechanics like blocking and running, but these are fighting game mechanics in a non-fighting game. It's weird, and you have to press L2 to turn around manually, which caused me severe headaches several times. Why not turn around automatically? This is a really hard game to describe. It's almost like a side-scrolling beat-em-up in a way, but with some RPG elements, like experience points that unlock new abilities, most of them which are pretty useless, besides the regular Ice Blast, and a couple of more powerful ones that you do get near the end of the game. Oh, awesome! I got a new move. Let's try it out. You also collect potions and herbs that replenish your health, and different power-ups that make Sub-Zero invincible for a short time, or even invisible. I like when games in one genre try to bridge the gap and experiment with other genres. Mortal Kombat didn't stop with Sub-Zero. Eventually they came out with Shaolin Monks, which was a full 3D beat-em-up starring Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and you can play through the whole thing with a friend. It was genuinely fun to play, and it wasn't a fighting game at all. The storyline for Sub-Zero sends us to a time before Mortal Kombat 1. Sub-Zero Sub-Zero is sent by the Grand Master of his Lin Kuei clan to infiltrate a Shaolin temple to steal a map, where he runs into a familiar enemy.
You will fail.
I'm gonna get it first, Scorpion. It's mine! Oh! And that's your worst enemy in this game, death traps. There's so many surprise deaths hidden throughout the game, it's insane. And there's the monks that you constantly run into also, but they're fairly worthless opponents until later in the game. But most of the time, it's stupid mistakes that'll kill you and opportunist enemies. Yep. Eventually, you get to fight Scorpion in a duel to the death. After defeating Scorpion, you can even perform a fatality by pressing forward, down, forward, high punch. For some reason, I was never able to once get this work on the Nintendo 64 version, but on the PlayStation version, it works like a charm. And I highly recommend doing it because something really cool happens later only if you did the fatality. And with the map in hand, Sub-Zero returns to his headquarters and the Grand Master introduces him to the evil sorcerer Quan Chi, who's been working with his clan. Why you would trust a guy that looks like that, I have no idea. Quan Chi was a new villain to the series at the time, set to debut in Mortal Kombat 4. In fact, I suspect that this game only existed to promote the upcoming Mortal Kombat 4. There's so many elements that tie this to that game. Quan Chi wants Sub-Zero to steal an amulet that belongs to an elder god called Shinnok that wants to destroy the world. Also, the main villain of Mortal Kombat 4. And they even retconned the story behind Scorpion and Sub-Zero's feud by making Quan Chi the one responsible for the death of Scorpion's clan and frame Sub-Zero for their murder, which connects to one of the endings in Mortal Kombat 4.
You will pay for the massacre of my clan and family.
Well done, Sub-Zero. Like your brother before you, you have served my purposes well.
I serve no one, not the Lin Kuei, and not you.
Scorpion agreed to fight for us in exchange for freedom from the Netherrealm. A deal I had no intention of fulfilling. By killing him, you saved us the trouble. Both you and Scorpion were pawns for Shinnok.
Scorpion!
Our battle is finished. You are now freed from my curse. Live well, Lin Kuei warrior.
And in return for killing Scorpion's clan, Quan Chi wants Sub-Zero to find Shinnok's amulet, because his pasty ass is too lazy to do it himself. But according to him, it has sentimental value to him. He's full of shit. In reality, Quan Chi wants the amulet to give Shinnok the power to destroy the world, and Quan Chi can't get near it because it's protected. And of course, Sub-Zero goes off to find the amulet. The Wind Temple. The Wind Temple sets the tone for the rest of the game. Sub-Zero has to travel through different worlds collecting keys that open doors, while battling Shaolin monks responsible for guarding these temples. And cheap traps litter the Wind Temple. After surviving all that bullshit, you come face to face with the Wind God Fujin, yet another reference to an upcoming Mortal Kombat 4 character, and the first time you face him, he will beat your ass. But eventually, with enough punches and kicks to the face, Fujin can be defeated. Beat him! I'm done. Oh, my controller. That's not even fair. He was dead. That's right. After you win, he can get one more cheap instant kill in. There is no warning that you have to start running the opposite direction until he gives up and randomly explodes. Which, by the way, if you look closely at his remains when he explodes, they're Sub-Zero body parts. That is very funny to me. And then Sub-Zero jiggle teleports away to the Earth Temple. And the Earth Temple is full of monks with sticks now, and a new type that have powers. And guess what else? Death traps. Before, we just had to worry about some falling platforms. Now there's randomly opening spike pits and all kinds of other nonsense. Reaching the end gets you into a battle with a generic rock monster guardian seen in countless video games. And this fight is actually kinda cool though, because you do have something other than just punching and kicking. After beating him, you have to go to the top of the room and collect your prize. And after jiggle teleporting away again... No. God, please, no. A water temple? Why does everything have to have a water level? They always suck. The one in Ocarina of Time was a labyrinth full of switches you needed to lower and increase water levels. I hate it so much. And this is the same exact thing. Wandering around tunnel after tunnel that looks the same, adjusting water levels. At least Link could swim. Sub-Zero can't even do that. And then Hydro Man from Spider-Man makes an appearance as the boss. This would have been a really cool character to see make the jump over to the fighting games, actually. I can see him playing kind of like Glacius from Killer Instinct. And then the Fire Temple with enormous Hercules monks and the Flash. And more death traps. I'm done. Nope. Nope. I beat Battletoads. I can do this. I beat Battletoads. Getting through the Fire Temple gets you to the room with the final prize in the background, Shinnok's Amulet, and you fight, I don't know who that is, let's call him Fire Raiden, because his moveset is pretty much Raiden. So with all the Guardians defeated, Sub-Zero reaches the amulet, and then Quan Chi pops up like, "You dumbass, I manipulated you this whole time. Now Shinnok is gonna destroy your world, screw you, bye." And Sub-Zero's like, "Oh, damn." Then Raiden shows up, finally, and berates him, because everything that happened was his own fault. And he basically tells him, "You need to fix this. You're gonna go to the Netherrealm," which is basically Mortal Kombat's version hell. And then Sub-Zero's like, "Okay, yeah, I agree." And then Raiden's like, "Well, no shit. Here, go." Then sends him into the Netherrealm, where Quan Chi resides and his 3 assassin chicks are watching Sub-Zero's every move. And I love the look of this level, just a grimy, nasty-looking prison area with these giant hammers that serve no purpose whatsoever other than being one of the ever-popular death traps that this game loves to shove down our throats. Instead of monks, now you run into these prison guards, I guess they are, some armed with cannons, and giant robots. That is absurd. All the enemies we've seen in this game, and nothing prepares you to fight these. The one really cool thing about this level, though, is the secret boss fight. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this review, if you did a fatality on Scorpion, something special happens. If you did, he pops up, pissed off that you killed him, and you fight him to the death again.
You had to destroy every last remnant of my being, including my wife and child.
You're mistaken. Quan Chi is responsible for their deaths.
Words will not save you. Lin Kuei, warrior.
And now we're reaching near the end of the game, and you have to cross the Bridge of Immortality on the way to Quan Chi's fortress, which really is barely a bridge at all. It's more like a series of platforms full of rotating spike traps, more prison guards, dewbacks from Star Wars, and more robots. And I spent so much damn time getting my ass kicked by these robots. Every hit you give them is like a mosquito bite, and then they light you up. Then I realized how easy they actually are once you master Sub-Zero's phenomenal jump kicks. The final goal, the inside of the fortress, this last stage is actually kind of boring. It's more annoying than anything because there's no sense of direction. By now, you should be well versed at avoiding these stupid ass death traps, and it's another labyrinth like the water temple. You take elevators up and down, wandering aimlessly until you accidentally go the right way, and you also run into Quan Chi's assassins and take them down in combat. Each assassin gives you a crystal that you have to insert at the top of the fortress in the right locations, which creates a teleporter that you can use to reach Quan Chi. And one of Quan Chi's assassins is a woman called Sareena. She is the only character exclusively from this game that made the jump over to the main games as a playable character. Only in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, so I was pretty shocked to see her there. When you beat her in battle, you do have the option of ripping her head off too, but I do recommend that you spare her, cause it makes the next battle way easier. Quan Chi. If you let Sareena live, she pops up and helps you for some reason. I don't know. I guess she appreciates not being decapitated after you gave her several black eyes and internal bruises. But oh no! She dies anyways, as Shinnok appears with a smug-ass smile. Just look at him. He knows he looks like shit, like a rejected Power Rangers villain, instead of a terrifying world-destroying god. Oh, and good luck fighting him. You can't hurt him at all. The goal is to freeze him, and as fast as you can, turn around, run through the portal, and then run up to him to steal the amulet around his neck. It's a pain in the ass because you have to remember, the second you freeze him, if you can even freeze him successfully, to press L2 to turn around right away, then R2 to start running. If you mess up even for a split second, you will not make it in time. And when you're successful...
The amulet! No!
Oh my god! Now you can haul ass to the teleporter and escape. Or you can stay and fight like a man, accept the mantle of Sub-Zero, and prove your worth. Finish him! There is only one way to kill him. Only one. You have to have at least 5 urns to fill up your special meter, and you have to have the Polar Blast ultimate move unlocked. Then you unleash it on Shinnok while replenishing your special every time you use it. But all you get for beating Shinnok is a blooper reel after the credits.
We have toyed with the Ninja long. Do not question. Forget it.
So Sub-Zero saves the day that he originally ruined. Raiden says thank you, he goes back to the Grandmaster, and then Shang Tsung appears to announce a far better game.
His name is Shang Tsung, and he would like you to compete in a small tournament. It's called Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat Mythologies has 0 replayability, shitty controls, cheap deaths. It's a frustrating exercise in patience. It's shit.
Here is Sub-Zero! Now, Plane Zero!
Wait a minute, I thought I liked this game. What the hell just happened here? Oh! Oh! What are you doing here?
Gotcha!
Fuck! What is that? If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and a comment down below letting me know. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on social media. You can also check out some of my other videos or click my Patreon link if you'd like to support GamerThumb TV. This is Fabian. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.